Table toppers, Royal Challengers Bangalore play Rajasthan Royals, who lost two of the three matches, and there's a bit of a regret over there because at least one other match, the first match that they played, they could have won. They did extremely well to reach 217, chasing 221, failed by one shot or one stroke to win that match, and then they went on to win the next, and then they went on. They just performed so badly in the next match against CSK. They lost by a whopping margin of 45 runs. Now, this is the graph of Rajasthan Royals' performance. So I think, if for want of a better phrase, they're swimming against the current on two fronts. One is that they've been losing players. Jofra Archer, spirit of the attack, didn't come, hasn't yet come, may not come at all for this season of the IPL. Ben Stokes, their linchpin, arguably their best player, played one match, made no impact, broke his finger, has gone back, will not come back this season. And then Liam Livingston was not part of the playing 11 but part of the squad. He's gone back because of bubble fatigue, accumulated over 1 year. So they've been suffering in terms of losing players, and they've also been suffering on the field of play because of the inconsistency. Because I think at least one of those two matches which they lost, they could have won. Against CSK, certainly the batting was very profligate. Yes, CSK had put up a good total. The spinners bowled extremely well, but some of the strokes were, it was cringe-worthy. I don't think Kumar Sangakkara, who is the team director, would have enjoyed watching his batters or batsmen perform like that. And especially somebody like Sanju Samson just played such a rash shot, and that's where I think the match also turned. Now Sanju Samson, there's so much vested in him. He's the captain. He's amongst the premier batsmen of the team. He needs to show a little more, a little more discipline, because that's where even in a T20 match, he's got all the strokes in the world, but a little discipline to build an innings, to play a match-winning knock. It can't be, every now and then. It should be more consistent than that. Also, Rajasthan, Josh Butler has not really hit the stripes that you would expect, because he's been getting runs but not big enough to win totals, to win matches. David Miller had one great match, not such a good match in the next outing. And then there's Chris Morris, who's been there and thereabouts. They won one match because of him against Delhi Capitals, but not really been the major all-rounder that you would expect would win a match with ball and bat. So what does this hold for both these teams, RCB versus Rajasthan Royals? I haven't discussed much about RCB. I'll talk about them, but one thing is that this is going to be RCB's first match at the Wankhede Stadium. So in that sense, they have to how quickly they adjust and acclimatize and adapt remains to be seen. Rajasthan have been there from the start, and yet remember, they've lost two of their three matches. So it's not enough to be located in just one center, one venue, but also how well you perform. Head to head, 23 matches played, 10 won by RCB, 10 won by Rajasthan Royals, no result 3. So it's a very even Steven situation. That should be some solace to Rajasthan Royals going into this match. From the team point of view, Royal Challengers frankly have very few worries, except maybe Devdutt Padikkal, who needs to get going. He was out because of COVID for the first match. He's come back. He needs to get. He's such a lovely striker of the ball, but he just needs to spend a little more time in the middle. What's working for RCB is the overseas players, the Troika, which has been doing wonderfully well. That is Glenn Maxwell, AB de Villiers and Kyle Jamieson. So all three of them have put in match-winning performances, more the first two, Kyle Jamieson coming into his own, but he's an exciting all-rounder. And therefore, it's just showing, their performances, the victories, Siraj doing well, Chahal coming back into some kind of wicket-taking form, though he and Washington Sundar need to be picking up wickets more regularly. But it's beginning to reflect on Virat Kohli's demeanour on the field. He himself has been in very good form, but the fact that the team has been winning 3 matches in a row, remember they're in the quest for a maiden title, RCB. So it's a great start for the franchise, and they'll be looking to sustain the momentum. That really is the challenge for any team that aspires to win. On the other hand, Rajasthan Royals, I feel they have the firepower. They've got a bunch of really good youngsters. Apart from Sanju Samson himself, then there is Rahul Tewatia, Chetan Sakaria. They've got Josh Butler. They've got Chris Morris. Jaydev Unadkat, not really a youngster, but he's a very seasoned campaigner and a very good one for that. Riyan Parag, if he gets going. So they have the talent. They'll start matches as underdogs, which might actually work to their advantage. Butler, if he continues in the same way as the last match where he made some runs, can make a difference. But the middle order isn't delivering much, and the bowling has been, leaking a lot of runs, though they keep picking up wickets. What changes can we expect? Manan Vora not delivering so far. Maybe he will make way for Yashasvi Jaiswal, who's been warming the bench so far. My picks for this match, RCB, very simple. It's Maxwell, AB de Villiers, Harshal Patel and Virat Kohli. And for Rajasthan, Chris Morris, Chetan Sakaria, the young left-arm fast bowler, Mustafizur Rahman, who's been the Bangladesh bowler who's been looking in very good form, and Josh Butler. But of course, I must add that Sanju Samson has to, show leadership qualities as a captain as well as a batsman.